Welcome to the Hello Lovely podcast. I'm your host, Christie Williams, and I teach women how to be themselves. As an exclusive life coach for women, I'll teach you how to manage anxiety, make decisions you're confident in, and stop beating yourself up. So let's get started. Hello, lovely. I've got another B-side for you. I have come across a couple episodes that I had originally recorded the very first weeks of podcast release. And through an exploration of my download file, I found two B-sides. One you heard a couple weeks ago called Authentic and Natural, and this one is called What's Possible. I'm not sure why I initially avoided these podcasts, but they were tucked away safely in my hard drive, and now they get to be shared with you. I've listened to them again, and they're just so applicable for you as a lovely. I hope you use them to the fullest in reaching your goals and building your self-esteem. Also, total side note, Self-Esteem School is doing our September class this week. September 29th, 2021, if you are listening live, we're hosting the How to Make Good Relationships Great. Wednesday, September 29th, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. If you have not already snagged your virtual Zoom seat, go right now. You can check in the show notes and click to register for your $27 seat to join us live to make your relationships even better. Whether you're triggered, feel like you can't express your emotions fully, or just want to be able to make your good relationships even better, join us. Can't wait to see you. If you've already registered, you know I'm excited for you and you've got your confirmation. I will see you all there. And now, without further ado, enjoy this B-side, What's Possible. Well, hey guys, how is everybody's week going? I am sitting here with Max, my cat, who is taking a nap on the chair in my office. That's his usual spot for the day, is to just be sleeping on a chair for 20 hours. So he's here with me and he's adorable. Wish you could see him right now. He's got his little face tucked into his body. Adorable. We just had grocery delivery come by from Instacart and drop by all kinds of groceries for the week. And I got to tell you, I am loving this service. I think within the last year, we really started doing grocery delivery or grocery pickup instead of going to the grocery store. And it is such a big difference. I feel like I used to spend hours and hours inside the grocery store. I don't really know how or why, because there's just two of us, but it seems like so much time is saved by having that service. So if it's not one that you have tried before, highly recommend. So I've got this goal to eat as clean as possible, just so I can have energy and feel really good and give my body some goodness. So we got some fruits and vegetables and nuts and some lean meats and some goodies. So can't wait to eat some of those. Also got some fresh cheeses. Cannot wait. So this week's episode, I wanted to talk about the topic of what's possible. And this is something that I never really thought for myself. I never really sat down and reflected, what's possible for me? It was just not on the radar. And I'm guessing that's probably the case for most of us, really. We don't sit down and ask ourselves, what's possible? What do I really want to do that I could achieve for myself that aren't things I'm already doing? Because up to this point in your life, if you're like me in your 30s or even in your 20s, 40s, 50s, 60s, you've accomplished quite a bit of things. We don't put a lot of attention into what we've already accomplished, usually. But I guarantee you there are tons of things that you've accomplished and experienced and been able to do in your life. And we don't sit down and ask, what are the things that I haven't done that I don't think are possible for me, but actually are things I could achieve if I did it on purpose? If I really planned, I could reach these new results. I could really create these new experiences for myself. So that's what I wanted to use this podcast episode for. I really wanted to just open that up to be a question that you can ask yourself. So for me, the reason I really wasn't thinking that before of what was possible for me, even though, I had a good job and, I love my family and my husband, I was married and we had traveled before. There were different things that we had done and achieved that were great. But I never really sat down and asked what was possible for me. What did I want to do that might be different? I felt very much at the mercy of my circumstances and my emotions. So if I wasn't feeling it, if I didn't have motivation, which was not too often where I felt motivated. So if I wasn't feeling motivated, I would drop everything. So social functions, exercise, cooking a healthy meal, doing a project around the house, or even saving money, like all of those things were things that I wanted to do. I really did want to be a part of social functions. I really wanted to have regular exercise or cook healthy meals, do projects around the house, save money. But I would get emotionally overwhelmed and it just felt like too much. So I felt like very much at the mercy of that. And so instead I'd sit on the couch, turn on the TV, order takeout. Like I didn't even want to make the food. I just wanted it to be quick and easy and simple and really do nothing else. So obviously, like in my core, if someone were to ask me, what would you like to do? What's possible for you? It wouldn't have been sit on the couch, turn on the TV, order takeout. It would have been other things. It would have been hiking or planning trips or doing projects around the house and things like that. But instead, because I was emotionally overwhelmed and I wasn't really thinking that way, I just really wanted to do things as easy as possible. Like my goal in life at that point was to just do all the things that were important, streamlined to be as easy as possible, like to really extend the least amount of energy possible. And while that sounds good, like that may even sound amazing, like, yeah, that's a great idea. It really threw me into this kind of emotional space where everything just felt so hard. So instead of feeling like I had streamlined my life and things were efficient, it really made my view of things feel hard, so much harder. So little things around the house seemed like nagging reminders or proof that I was stuck. So always laundry to do, clothes everywhere, not exercising, maybe dishes in the sink, no energy to clean. And the last thing I was thinking about was what's possible for me. So this is what this episode is all about. It's an opportunity to ask yourself that question. What is possible for you? It's funny because if someone asks you that, what's possible for you? Or they may ask, what do you really want to do? There's a little like flash of excitement. There's kind of some joy there. And then the next thing that's probably happening is a burst of all the reasons why it's not possible. Our brains are so funny that way. They love giving a long list of the I can't because. So I can't because of time. I can't because of the money. I can't because of the energy, jobs, family, responsibility, bills, unknown, the past, the future. So instead of actually thinking about our possible opportunities, we laugh it off and we think it would be nice, but it's not realistic. And isn't that a pretty sounding comment? To be realistic? I'm just being realistic. But what's super interesting is realistic, when we use that word in a sentence, realistic never offers us a best case scenario. I want you to really think about that. Oh, I'm just being realistic, so I know that we'll definitely be on that vacation. Or I'm just being realistic, so I know for sure I'm getting that new job without a doubt. No, realistic is usually worse. Like realistic sometimes is not even the same. It's usually kind of like worse. Well, I'm just being realistic that it's impossible. It's just so interesting. And if this sounds familiar, don't let that discourage you. It's really our brain's way of staying clear of anything new. So like our brains, they already have a pattern, they already have habits in our individual lives, and new things require change. Whereas right now our brains already know like how to keep doing what we're doing. So realistic is just a perspective from each single individual of what seems realistic. And so what happens is if something new, even if it's exciting and even if it's possible for us, our brain will fight for the can't. We fight for all the reasons it's not possible. Well, this is why I can't. And this is why I can't. And this. But once you can see that as the automatic response, you can totally challenge it. The definition I Googled for realistic, just because I was super curious, gave this as a partial definition, that realistic is a practical idea of what can be achieved or expected. So that is realistic, right? A practical idea of what can be achieved or expected. But we can't expect or achieve new things without full intention and planning. So if we're not planning something new, or we're not choosing to have new results, then it's not realistic to expect those things, right? So it doesn't mean that the opposite of realistic is unrealistic. That's what's so interesting. So when you think about what's possible, I want you to think about that word, possible. What's possible is not unrealistic. I looked up the definition for possible too, just because I was super curious for this episode. And the definition of possible is able to be done within the power or capacity of someone or something. So thanks to Google. But remember that what's possible is not unrealistic. It's able to be done. So let's say that you really want a new job, or you really want to pay off your house, or you really just want to have authentic confidence no matter where you are, in social situations, in work, in your home. You want to feel like you have a total handle on your emotions and you know how to feel them and you're not at the mercy of them. Maybe you want to travel. Maybe you want to help people and you want to volunteer. Or you want to put some of your ideas out there. Like you have some super fun ideas, or you're super creative and super smart, and you have these ideas that pop up and you're like, that would be cool. But then we start listing out those I can't. But I can't because it's not realistic, right? But those are all possible. And they are not unrealistic. It's like we want to put them in one or the other category. They're either realistic or it's what's possible. And that's just not true. Those are all possible. They are not unrealistic, and they are able to be done. And that's what that definition for possible was. Able to be done. So do you want to keep fighting for the can't and proving the can't? And if so, why? Right? So like, sure, like if you don't want to, if what's possible for you is not something that you want to consider, done. But this is my question. If you're someone who is considering what's possible for you, that's different and it's a change and it's new and it seems hard, do you want to keep fighting for the can't? Something that holds us back is fear. Fear for many reasons. But even fear that new things will replace things that are already valuable or important to us. It's a fear that we'll forget who we are and our priorities, and that's just not true. It absolutely doesn't have to be that way. And I'll give you an example. For me, spiritual things and family and friends, community have been my two top things my whole life. And what I found is now, those are even stronger, not the opposite. I've never had a more consistent routine spiritually or better relationships. And it's because I keep asking what's possible for me. Where can I grow? What can I learn? What do I want to do? And how can I do it? All while keeping what's important to me a priority. So what's possible for you? What are the things that you really want to do that you feel like you can't right now? What if you weren't fighting for the can't? What if it was possible? Because it is possible. So that's what I wanted to offer to you this week. Anything you want to do that you think has not been possible for you up to this point is totally possible. You are absolutely capable and you have the ability. So I hope you guys have a great week, and I'll see you next time. Hey lovely, if you want to be more confident on the outside, you have to start on the inside. If you don't take time to create an amazing relationship with yourself, it will show up in every other area of your life. If you feel stuck or don't know how to be yourself, I invite you to work with me one-on-one. Go to MissChristieWilliams.com and sign up for a free call to join my 6-month program. That's MissChristieWilliams.com, and I'll see you in session.